What's up, OGs? Origin here, and this is Reign of Kings. This will be the beginner's guide slash getting started tutorial. This is a brand new character I just started on this server. He's sexy, I know. See, I got nothing in my inventory, well, besides the starter stuff. Start you out with a torch, a driftwood club, and 3 bandages. And I usually just get rid of my torches, but I'll keep them in here for now. Basically, what you want to do when you get started is if you already got your driftwood club equipped, go ahead and look at the stats here. It's a one-handed melee weapon, does bashing type damage, and will do 5 damage to players. It will also gather resources when you hit the left mouse button. Look at that castle in the background. That's where the king spawns. Basically, all the resources, well, not all the resources, but the most valuable resources are out that way. Pretty much where the center of my screen is, there's a valley out there. Big field with a bunch of resources in it for you to gather. But we'll go ahead and get started. First thing you need to worry about is what you can do as far as gathering and resources. You can walk up to most of these plants, hold E, and you'll get flowers for that one, which really aren't used for much. You don't need to worry about those right now. More flowers. This here is a little bush. You collect this, you'll get sticks. You can use these sticks for little blocks here. This spruce branches block, which is a tier 2 building material. Get 10 of those, you can make a block. First thing I usually do is start hitting a tree. Just hit left mouse button, you'll start gathering wood at a rate of 2 per hit if there are no taxes, which there is a 5% tax, so every 20 that I get, I'll be taxed 1. One of them will go to the king. So yeah, see it says tax down there in the bottom right. So that means it's going towards the king, but basically you just get some of this. You don't need a whole lot to begin with. Basically what we're going to go for is some stone tools. We get a stone hatchet and a stone pickaxe, and you bring this menu up with tab. It brings up your inventory, your armor slots, ammo, and your crafting menu. This is just your basic starting menu for crafting. Once you build a workbench, which is here, once you build one of these, it'll expand this when you use that so you can build more stuff. But like I said, first thing we're going to do is go try to find some resources for building stone harvesting tools, which the stones, sometimes you'll find them in these little cracks and on along the side of hills and things. We'll go ahead and start looking for some of those, and on the way, here we go, if we see some berry bushes which look like this, you see the red berries on them, you want to collect those by holding E. It'll give you berries. If you collect it again, it'll give you sticks. And these berries are a lifesaver in the beginning of the game. You'll see down here on the bottom right of your screen, you'll see 3 little meters. The top one is your stamina, which will go down when you start swinging and when you jump and stuff. So when you're in battle, you need to watch that. The little water drop is your hydration meter, and the bottom one with the fork and knife, it looks like, is your food. And once those get empty, you'll start dying, but it's not too much to worry about. It'll take you a long time to die in this game from starvation or thirst. But basically, if you get some berries like I got here, you put them in one of your inventory slots, you'll see it has 200 calories of nourishment and 500 milliliters hydration, and it will heal you for 5%. Basically, equip those by pressing 2. Left click, he'll eat some, and you'll see on the bottom right his water and food levels will go up. And you can just eat them all for right now, unless you want to save them for healing, which is kind of a good idea. If you get attacked, you can start munching down on those. That'll give you some of your health back. So now here we got a stone, which is going to come in handy for our beginning tools. You see what it looks like here. Sometimes you'll find them, like I said, on the side of rocks and stuff. There are bigger stone resource nodes, but those are off in the valley that way, which I'll show you guys here in a little bit. But you go ahead and start picking these up, and let's see how many we need. Go down here to the harvesting tools. So for a stone hatchet, we're going to need 4 stones, 25 wood, and 10 flax. And you'll see I have the wood and stone already, but I don't have the flax, so I'll show you guys how to find that. You can find these little bushes. Usually they're just randomly placed out in the woods, but they're not as frequent to find in this area. Like I said, that valley in the center with all the resources is the best place to gather, pretty much gather everything there. Alright, so here we are at a couple of flax bushes. This is what the flax looks like, a little white cotton type looking bush. And you're always going to need this stuff, pretty much always. Even the higher end stuff needs a bunch of flax to be completed. So every time you see these, you want to gather them. It's a necessity. But getting started, just grab a couple. See if we got enough to make this stone hatchet. Yes, we do. So I can click craft on that. And that'll give us a stone hatchet. And you'll see it does less damage than the starter club, but that's because it's a harvesting tool. And you'll see it says harvesting tool 6. That means it'll gather 6 wood per hit instead of the 2 with the drift club. So go ahead and equip that, and I'll show you guys. You go up and smack a tree, and it'll give you more resources than the club. So that's a lot better than what it was. Let's see if we got enough for... We don't have enough for a stone pickaxe yet. But let's go ahead and I'll show you where the resource valley is, which we're pretty much on top of. Gather these flax bushes here. And you see the castle there in the background. With the little stone bridge. Basically, the front of that, you can see how it kind of looks like a helmet with eyes and a mouth. The eyes look towards the resource valley. So anywhere you spawn, you look for that castle, you can find the resource valley. Just head basically the direction the eyes are looking. And you can see it coming into view here. And you can these roads lead to it also. There's little crossroads. This area is officially called the Crossroads, but I call it Resource Valley because it's just full of resources. So you see here, this is Resource Valley. And those are some iron nodes, which you really don't have to worry about in the very beginning, but if you want to gather them, go for it. I mean, it'll come in handy later. Now that we got the stone hatchet, we'll go ahead and focus on making a stone pickaxe. We'll need to find some more stones for that. And the Resource Valley is, of course, the best place to find those. And you'll see some here off in the distance. Those are the stone ore nodes. And you can go up those and smack them with your drift club or your stone hatchet that you just made, and you'll gather some stone. And that'll give us enough to make a stone pickaxe, which will gather these a lot faster. Alright, now that we have enough stone to make our stone pickaxe, we'll go ahead and craft that. There we go, equip it. Move my berries around a little bit. So now we got the stone pickaxe, and you'll see this gathers stone ore and iron ore a lot faster than the hatchet will. Got 5 per hit and 1 tax. So there we go. Now we have our basic tools for survival, a stone hatchet and a stone pickaxe. Now what you're going to need to worry about is food other than berries, as well as getting some materials to start a campfire to cook that food. So this over here by the Resource Valley is, I call this one Chicken Valley. It's not really a valley, it's a field, but whatever. It's looks like hay, and there's a bunch of hay here, which you don't... I'd never gather the hay. I don't use it for anything. You can put it in campfires and it'll make smoke to make like a signal fire. But I just don't use it. You can also make the thatch blocks with it, which are pretty much useless. You can gather wood fast enough to make wood blocks instead of the first 2 starter level stuff. But we do see a chicken here. So we're going to murder this little bastard. And they're kind of a pain in the ass to hit. Give me, you little fuck. Die. Alright, he's dead. So now we just keep chopping him. Got some fat, some flax, some feathers. There we go. Raw bird. So that's enough to feed us for one night at least. I'll just keep gathering up, get the rest of these feathers. You can use these feathers later on to make arrows. And you'll see mostly chickens will give you a little bit of flax, a little bit of meat, sometimes bones, and then a bunch of feathers. I mean, this is a ton of feathers here. There. He's finally dead. So now that we got some meat to cook here, raw bird, we're going to have to make a fire to cook it with. Let's see if we got enough wood on us. I got 28 right now. Let's see. Scroll down through your build list. So click on the campfire. 28 has 60 wood. So I'm going to have to go hit a couple more trees. We'll just head over this way. Here's a guy over there. If you do find somebody, you can voice chat with them by pressing the V key. Let's see if he talks back. Hey, buddy. How's it going? He just says hey in chat. So if you press G, your guy will wave to them. If he does it back, it'll show us his name. Hey, press G, it'll show me your name. When you wave, it shows people who you are. There you go. So now you can see his name when you wave. So cool, right? Yes. So I'll go ahead and let him get back to his thing, and hopefully he'll let me get back to my thing. Looks like he's gonna. And we'll go ahead and continue gathering some wood to make our first campfire. We got enough wood down to make our campfire here. So we'll go ahead and make one of those. It takes 1 whole minute to complete, so we'll let that finish. And while that's finishing, I'll gather some more wood. Alright, so our campfire is done crafting. Now we're going to go find a place to put it. Generally, if you're just starting out, you don't want to put it out in the open. Go find a place off on the side of a hill. It's kind of hidden a little bit. That way, if somebody shows up, you can, run your ass off and hide in the woods somewhere and hopefully get away. But we'll go over here and place it down just on the side of this hill. You just equip it and then press the button that it's equipped on your hotbar. And you'll see if it's green, it means you can place. If it's red, you can't. So you just find a green spot, left click, it'll drop down, and there's your fire. And if you go up close to it, you'll see it says hold Q to collect or E to open. So we'll open it up with E. And fuel, if you go to this little area on the left, you can use your scroll wheel and it'll tell you what it is. A simple fire that cooks meat. This fire can provide abundant light and smoke signals. Usage, fuels, you can put wood, sticks, charcoal, and hay in here. And you'll see the hay, it just causes the fire to smoke for 5 minutes, and that'll give your position away to everybody in the server. So we'll just put a piece of wood in there. So if you take your piece of wood, put it over here where it says fuel, boom, it lights up. And this will burn for a half hour, so one piece of fuel will get you a good amount of light and fire time. So now you can see, hold E to toggle the light, so if somebody's coming up, you want to hide, oh shit, turn the light out, and just, chill out for a minute. But anyway, turn the light back on, press E to open it up. Now you see where it says contents, input, output. We'll put some chicken in there, raw bird, and it'll take 2 minutes to cook, which will give us a piece of cooked bird, which will give us 1,000 calories and 100 milliliters of hydration. And you can see down here what you can put into it at this level. Raw bird, meat. Outputs, cooked bird, cooked meat, which will give you 4 pieces. So this one chicken breast will give us 4 pieces of cooked bird. Sweet. So now while we're waiting for that to cook, I'll show you how to make the workbench. This is going to be very helpful for you in the beginning to build more tools. See, upgrades, tannery, stone cooker, tinker, used to craft more advanced stations, items, and building materials. Cost 120 wood, which we have on us now because you chopped wood down while waiting for your campfire to build, right? Yes. So now we go ahead and click craft on that and wait 1 minute for that to finish. And you know what to do while you're waiting for something to finish. Go gather some more wood. Alright, so our crafting table / workbench is completed. So we'll drag this to our hotbar, find a place to put it. Even if you put it in a bad spot, like if you put somewhere like, oh, this spot looks cool, and you put it down, it's like, well, I don't want it there. You can just hold Q and it'll pick it back up, and you can move it somewhere else. Same thing with your fire, as long as it doesn't have anything cooking in it. Oh, too close to the fire. Well, you'll see our chicken's done cooking, so we'll go ahead and put this up. And you see some charcoal being produced. Since we put wood in it, that'll burn. We can use that charcoal for something else a little bit later. Now we got some chicken, and that's a good thing because we're getting pretty hungry. So we'll go ahead and take a bite of that. Yum, chicken. I eat lightweight too. I just rub chicken legs on my face. Alright, let's get back to the crafting table. Gonna pop this down. You walk up to it and press E. And then you'll notice you have more stuff to build here. Anything that's new is highlighted in blue. This is beyond your basic level stuff. Like this is all the stuff that's in gray is stuff you can already build without the table. This blue stuff, however, is new, like these log blocks, a door, some torch devices, a repair hammer, a rope, which is used for capturing people, which is awesome, and some other things you can check out. What we're going to focus on now is buildings and building materials. And you'll see wood blocks, a tier 3 low quality building material. Costs 25 wood. Log blocks is a little bit stronger, but it costs 75 wood. So we'll go ahead and make a couple of these wood blocks. It looks like we're going to be able to make 20. Hit that to craft, which is pretty quick. Only 20 seconds to craft those. Alright, so we got our 20 blocks now. So I'll show you guys how the building system works. Just put those in your hotbar somewhere. Press the hotbar key, and you'll see you got a little outline for the block to place. And obviously, if it's red, you can't place it. This means it's just too close to this workbench and stuff. But what we're going to do is just make a simple little kind of shack thing. And this will just give you a place to hide if somebody shows up when you're just doing your thing, hanging out in the woods. But you hit left click to place it, and it puts the block down. And you can also, if you have a block down already, hold the left mouse button and drag it in the direction you want it to place. Like if I drag it up, it'll put a block on top. If I drag it right, it puts a block to the right. And if you right click, it removes the block to put it back in your inventory. But since we only have 20 blocks, I'll make just a real tiny little structure here for us to hide inside of if an enemy happens to show up and start giving us trouble. Something so you can hide in. So if somebody came up, oh, you like you get in the top. So I mean, obviously you're going to want to put a block there like that. And then you can remove that one, put one up here. And this will give you something to hide in. And you can just pop these blocks down on the front. And this will give you a little place to hide. You don't even need to worry about a door right now. Doors are even weaker. Well, they're a little bit stronger than the blocks, but they can be glitched into because right now, it's early access. And a lot of times people will see the door as being open, even though you see it as being closed. It'll be wide open to them, and they can just walk through it. And if they do walk through it, since it's closed on your screen, their body stays outside the door, but they're actually inside on their screen, so they're invisible to you. So just use blocks to build safe areas. So that gives us a little safe spot to hide. And every time you come back, just, you know, replace the blocks so nobody can get in. And that'll be your first little structure. Alright, now that we've got a little shelter set up, and we got a workbench and a campfire, and you don't have to worry about these workbenches and stuff if you place them outside. People will be able to use them, but they won't be able to steal them. They can, however, break them down. But now that we got all this stuff set up, I'll show you the basics of combat. Now, basically, if you left click, he'll swing from the right. If you move to the left, he swings to the right. Move to the right, he swings from the left. Now use your scroll wheel. If you scroll downward, he gives an overhand strike. If you scroll upward, he does a poke. And if you hold right click, he blocks. But he only does it for a second. And if you block while somebody's swinging and it blocks them, it'll stun them for just a second and give you enough time to hit them back a lot of times, but it doesn't always work that way. That's the basics of combat, though. Basically just different directional strikes and, you know, pokey upwards, and use the right mouse button to block, and be smart about it, and you can whoop a guy in armor if you're good enough with a club. And it's also directional based, so if you hit some guy in their legs, arms, head, you know, if you hit him in his legs enough and he gets damaged to his legs enough, he'll actually walk slower. So that's kind of interesting. Let's see, I'll take some damage so you guys can see what it looks like when you're hurt. Now see on the right side of the screen with a little picture armor showing up, and you see the white and the gray, and obviously the white going down, that's his health. So if you get damaged, you're going to want to use one of these bandages that you start with. Just left click and it'll apply it. And when you're applying these, he walks slower, so if people are trying to get you, you can't just sprint away while repairing or bandaging. So that's about it for the basics of survival in Reign of Kings. Hopefully you guys learned something from this video. If you did, let me know with a comment below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any suggestions or requests for other tutorials, let me know, and I will put them out soon. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you did, check out one of these other videos. Like and share, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one.